What up, what up, what up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to do a 3-in-1 review of Big Mouth Season 7, I Woke Up a Vampire Season 1, and Baddie Season 1. So if you haven't seen any of those particular seasons on Netflix, turn this video off right now. Go watch all of those seasons that I just said. Come back and watch this video. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's a simple and free way to support my channel. It literally takes less than 4 seconds. So if you're watching this review, you can definitely hit that like button and the subscribe button, because I don't only review these 3 particular seasons. I review other shows as well. I just did 5 different reviews of totally different things right before this. I'm also not a public speaker, so I will tend to fumble my words. You're going to hear you're going to hear so, you're going to see me smoking. It is what it is. You just heard again. I'm gonna be looking at my. Well, I don't have no notes. Yeah, this is just free balling off the brain, because I watched all 3 of those seasons, and I'm gonna be free balling off the brain. I might stop to regain my thoughts or try to think. I might look at my phone for a reference or 2 or something. If I forget something, it is what it is. And anything I say is my opinion. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with these shows. These are my thoughts and expressions. No one's paying me to be biased, or against, towards, none of that. And also, comment below what you would grade all 3 of these particular seasons. Big Mouth Season 7, I Woke Up a Vampire Season 1, Baddie Season 1. What you would grade all 3 of those. I'm going to grade mine before and after my review of each season. And of course, I'm going to timestamp in the comments when I'm talking about which particular season, for those who don't watch all 3 of these and don't want to watch the whole thing and try to find where's she talking about Big Mouth at? Where's she talking about, So yeah. I'm going to start with Big Mouth Season 7. So, if you haven't seen Big Mouth Season 7, then you turn this video off. I'm going to grade this entire season. And look, man, I thought I was going to have a bad grade for Big Mouth this season, because I was not feeling last season of Human Resources. Season 2 of Human Resources, I was not feeling it. So, I didn't think I was going to be grading Big Mouth such a high. But Big Mouth did they thing, man. They definitely... do I want to do it? Do I want to do it? Do I want to say A+? I gotta say A+, man, because they introduced a new character. We got Dread this season, so I'm gonna do A+. It was very good. So last chance, if you haven't seen Season 7 of Big Mouth, turn this video off right now and go watch the whole entire season and come back and watch this video. And I would definitely give a heads up before I start talking about the next show. And like I said, it'll be timestamped in the comments when I'm talking about the next show. So this is Season 7, Big Mouth. They go to high school. But of course, for not 9 more episodes. So I feel like the best way to go about it would be, because I wanted to go episode for episode, but I feel like I should go by character. I don't know. I'm going to just go however I want to go. If you've seen Season 7 of Big Mouth, then you already know what happened. So I'm just here to talk about it, So the Big Mouth characters, the Big Mouth cast, they go into high school. Dang, it's so much that happened. So Andrew... Dang, where should I start? Okay, so first they go to visit Leah and Judd's school, because Leah and Judd are already in high school. That's Nick's older brother and sister. They already in high school, so they go to visit their high school because most of them are going there after they graduate from middle school. So they all get assigned these teenagers to show them around or whatever. Lola and Jesse, they get assigned to like the mean goth girl, the mean punk goth girl. Nick and Andrew, they get assigned with Leah and her friends, who are supposed to be like the cool chicks, popular chicks or whatever. And then Jay, he ends up finding, after getting chased around the school the whole damn episode by his brothers, trying to put his foot in his ass. Chased around the school by his brothers, he finds this underground place where I thought Judd would be, where they like basically carving metal and stuff. So he done found his people. Who else is there? Matthew, he's trying to join the Quee choir. And one of the dudes voiced by Billy Porter is showing him and Aiden around. Is that his name? What's the slow boy name? It's Aiden, right? I told y'all I might be looking for references. I can't even see none. But yeah, I think his name was Aiden. So yeah. And yeah, so all that's happening, and in the midst of the punk girl showing Jesse and Lola around, Jesse kind of makes the punk girl look bad. So now the punk girl on Jesse's ass. Meanwhile, Nick and Andrew are with Leah's older friends. Andrew saying, don't call him Andrew now, he Drew. Wearing this weird ass hat. Ain't nobody fucking with it. The girl's still creeped out by him. And they think Nick is cute in a baby way. But Nick thought in the beginning, he thought they meant he was like cute, like cute enough to date. But they think he's cute in a baby way. They're like, oh, hold Nick. He's getting fussy. So Nick, he getting pissed about that. And what else happened? You know, Aiden is, I think, autistic. So he wants things a certain way. And Matthew leaves him alone. And go hangs out with the Queequeg. Oh, yeah. How could I forget about Missy, the only damn black cast member we got? Until her little boyfriend joined the show. So, you know, they're a little official couple now. But the boyfriend's supposed to be asexual. But then this couple comes along. And they doing all types of nasty stuff around the high school. And the boy not feeling it. But Missy, she feeling it. You know, her hormone monstrous is all with it. She like, oh, Missy, you know this is the year you're supposed to be fucking. Like, you know how Big Mouth is. It's just, they just so funny. So as they there in the cafeteria, they get to the cafeteria scene. So Andrew decides he wants to take off his glasses because he feel like he being a perv, looking at all the breasts and all that. So he come in the damn cafeteria talking about who should I sit with. And, you know, Maury, his hormone monster, just telling his ass, put your glasses back on. So, what's the name? The punk bully girl comes, pours chocolate syrup all over Jesse. And then Lola, dumbass, attacks the girl. I think her name was Lulu. Attacks her ass. And then the damn girlfriend of the couple that's been turning on Missy and turning off her boyfriend. What is her boyfriend name? Elijah, I think. Turning him off, turning her on. She yells, food fight. Food fight ensues. And Andrew decides he finally wants to put his glasses on. As he tries to put them on, somebody knocks him out of his hand. So he pulling around to grab him. I can't even remember what happens, but he gets knocked into the girl, who is the girlfriend of the couple that Missy and them been looking at the whole time. So Andrew falls into her boobs. He holding her boobs, of course. So then the boyfriend come over and like, oh, you want to grab my girlfriend's boobs? So they try to fight. Something breaks it up. I can't remember what it was. Or maybe Andrew ran away. And dude told Andrew, first day of school, it's over for you, Globberman. Andrew Globberman. So that was the first episode. So mind you, Jessie got chocolate sauce poured on her. So Nick's older sister, supposed to be the cool girl, gives her her sweater. Lets her use it for that. Lets her use it to put it on. So she's like, oh, thank you so much. So then we get these episodes where Andrew decides he wants to, you know, wank his, like he always do. He had some contraption set up to where he ended up dropping a bowling ball on his scrotum. So he went to the doctor. They told him he couldn't wank it for a couple of weeks or something like that. 3 weeks. Like 3 weeks. Maury horny ass still encouraging him to do it. That was also the same episode with, what's her name? Jesse's father's girlfriend was breastfeeding. And Jesse was so, like, mesmerized by her gorging breasts because they were veiny and milky and stuff. That was the same episode. So the whole time, Andrew not supposed to be jerking. He's jerking and making his situation worse. I don't even know what it was called. Epididymitis? I don't know. But Andrew finally just stops doing it. And then he started realizing his grades improving. His parents starting to give him kudos and all that. That's when the ambition gremlin come in. And she tell his ass, like, look, you know I can get you to the top, baby. So she started getting him there and all that. His health started improving. Next thing you know, his time's up. He ain't got his scrotum is healed. He can go back to masturbating. Cause him and Maury done fell out because he told Maury he was gonna stop masturbating for good. So when his scrotum was healed and the doctor told him he could masturbate again, Maury came busting in that door. He was like, "You ready, baby?" So he asked Ambition Gremlin, "Can I schedule an appointment with Maury for 5:30?" She was like, "Fuck no." She was like, "You gotta leave that gross shit behind." So they making him choose between ambition and pervertness, And he chooses ambition for a while until some little ad on the computer gets him going. And Maury's acting like he don't care about Andrew. Talking about he's just a client. Oh yeah, if you don't watch my reviews, I got my scissors because my J get wet and I had to cut it because it started bleeding. But anyway. So Maury came, so as soon as Andrew was looking at some type of video, Maury come busting in. So Ambition Gremlin's still like, "You gotta choose, kid." She's like, "Oh, you already jerking off." So this is what stuff started to take a turn. So remember we told you, remember we told you, but remember when they went to the high school, all of Leah's little friends thought Nick was a baby or whatever. So apparently they stayed over Leah's house and they think Judd is like the hottest guy ever. Oh my God, Judd, I'm in love with you. So Nick's like, so Leah asked Judd could he go to the city to get them some shrooms, her and her friends some shrooms. So Nick tells Andrew, "Oh, well, if they think Judd's a bad boy and they like him, let's sneak into the city with Judd and get some shrooms with him." So he asked Judd, and Judd was like, "Why?" Judd was like, "No." And Nick was like, "Why you don't like me?" And Judd was like, "'Cause you're a whiny baby." And he was like, "I'm not." So Nick and Andrew, they sneak into the back of his car anyway. Andrew smacked his ass, talk about, "So I'm putting some junk in this trunk." Little moments I be remembering. But it's so many funny moments in the season. Like, if you know. So they follow Judd into the city. Drug dealers not intimidating and all. It's some lady apartment loft in Brooklyn. Her kid's there. And Judd's playing with the kid, laughing. Nick's like, "Why wouldn't he want to hang out with me?" And Andrew was like, "'Cause you're a whiny little bitch," according to him. So she brings out the shrooms. The lady where Judd where he at. And Andrew and Nick is watching from behind this fence. So Andrew, he nervous. He start farting. And so Judd's like, "I know that smell anywhere. It's my brother's friends." Andrew was like, I'm pretty flattered your brother knows my smell." But Judd immediately catches them. He's like, "What are you guys doing here?" They're like, "We want to buy some drugs and be cool like you, whatever." Not paying attention, the little kid falls and hurts his elbow. So Judd and the lady got to leave to go to the ER with the kid. And Judd tells Nick and Andrew to stay there. Andrew and Maury was like, "We're definitely not going to stay here. We're definitely going to look around. Strange lady's apartment, we have to." So they get to searching around or whatever. Nick immediately finds the shrooms, and they take two. They start tripping out. The cartoons start looking like what's them Jones what's his name? Gumball and them. That's what they cartoons started looking like, Gumball and them. They super high. The drug dealer coming in, he looking like a skeleton ghost or something. Nick keep talking about my heart, and it's a muffin or an apple or something. Andrew's like, "Can you see under my dress?" They super high. The drug dealer coming in. He like, "Where's the lady? She owed me some money." And the whole time this happened, Nick's mother goes to Andrew's mother like, "The boy's been acting mad sus. Where your phone?" Said, "Yeah, I don't think Andrew thinks that you're hip to the tech, but I am." Andrew's mother's like, "I don't know what's going on. You're saying so many words." She's like, "We about to pull up on them in Brooklyn. They're in Brooklyn." So they on a road trip to get their sons. So the drug dealer in there messing with Nick and Andrew. They high off the shrooms. He's like, "I'm about to put y'all in the closet." Then the mothers bust in, grab their ass up, tell the drug dealer, go talk to your mom. She's probably worried sick about you. He's like, my mom probably is worried sick about me. Oh, it's getting dark. Let me turn these lights on. Lights on. Lights on. Man, where's the other light cord? God damn it. It's gonna have to be. What the fuck? There we go. I was about to say, what the fuck is going on? Anyway. So yeah, they tell the drug dealer go run home to his mom. They pulling Nick and Andrew out of the drug lady's house. Because she was like, I'm not a drug dealer. I just provide for people to enjoy the earth or something, she said. It was like a drug dealer. So they asking them, how did they even get out here? This, that, and the third. As they saying that, Jud's coming back in with the lady. Him and Nick make some eye contact. Nick make that face like, I'm not going to snitch. Judge Texan was like, thanks, asshole. So he may have gained Judge's respect a little bit. Oh, yeah, and then at, what was this at, I think this happened at school in the first episode. Lola starts dating Jay's older brother, Kurt, to make him jealous. So this whole season is about trying to make Jay jealous about that. Coach Steve is sad about everybody graduating and leaving him. Jesse comes over Matthew's house one day, oversteps, kind of like tells his little sister that, because she thinks that forks and spoons are only supposed to marry each other, male and female. And she was telling him, like, forks can marry other forks, like males can marry other males. And Matthew was basically telling Jesse, like, my family don't really want the little kids to know about the gay stuff. But then in the end, the family did teach the little kids about your brother Matthew is gay. So all of this happened with Andrew and Nick makes Sharon, what's her name? Sharon? No, that's Jesse's mother. What's Nick's mother name? I don't know. But she gets mad and decides that you're not going to public school with the rest of your friends. I'm gonna take you to private school. So you're gonna go check this school out called Cobblestone. So he gets there, he meets this girl. What was her name? I can't even remember the girl name. Damn. I think her name was Danny. He meets this girl. I don't know if her name was Danny or not, whatever. But he meets this girl there named Danny. And her hormone monstrous is none other than Megan Thee Stallion. And I'll say, she did a good job. Megan Thee Stallion did a good job. But I don't like the way they made her monstrous voice sound. Her voice sounded like it was plump with helium or something. Because then when she rapped, you could hear her regular southern deep tone. But it seemed like when she was talking as her monstrous, it was like a light, airy. I didn't know what was going on. But this girl, Danny, gets Nick to steal her best friend's phone because her best friend been talking to her boyfriend. The whole time the boyfriend's supposed to be for everybody. I don't know. And Nick steals the phone, and the girl, Danny, sends herself a message from the girl's phone, like very threatening or whatever. Then they go to the counselor, and Danny gets to crying, saying, I feel threatened. And she said something to me in the hallway, and he can vouch for it. So had Nick up in there lying for her. So Nick automatically intrigued, and she like, I know you say you're not coming here, but you should really think about coming here. So Nick says fuck it, and like he tells his mother, yeah, I'm coming to Cobblestone. Like what? All because this girl? So the graduation episode happens. Basically, Aiden just recording everybody and telling them what they think about how the school year been, how school been, and all that. Andrew's irritated because he got voted grossest human. He trying to go around apologizing to everybody, thinking that's gonna change their mind. It's just like, nigga, it's not gonna happen. And Nick tells Andrew and Jesse and them he going to Cobblestone. What else happened in that episode? Nothing else. I don't think so. And then we got an international episode where Maury and Connie just basically went around the world and showed how other kids be just as horny as American kids. It's like, okay, puberty. Then we had this episode where Andrew got a new neighbor, right? Oh, I think I forgot the high school party. Oh no, I ain't get to that yet. So we get this episode where Andrew, he got a new neighbor, and she's pretty little. I guess she's Spanish, whatever. I don't know. But he's so infatuated with her mother. He's not even paying the girl no attention. Maury keeps telling him, like, you need to be trying to get with the daughter. She your age. And Andrew's like, I just can't. So they very friendly with Andrew. They invite him over. So then the girl asks Andrew if they basically like want to go study. And he's like, I can't. So then she's like, why? And he's like, because I'm in love with her. And then he tells the mother, I'm in love with you. Like, I know people would talk, and when I turn 18, we can lay down and you can make love to me. The mother was like, Andrew, that's never going to happen. So that's when Andrew was like, okay, I'll go out with you. Said that to the daughter. And they both was like, get the fuck out. In the same episode, Missy, nut-ass, starts doing babysitting. She babysitting somebody's kids. She was in there doing her job till Jesse called her and was like, girl, you supposed to be in there exploring and stuff. Her hormone monsters tell her, yeah, you're supposed to be in there exploring stuff. Yeah. So she starts using the makeup, trying on the undergarments, and then she masturbates in the bed, the parents' bed. But then cleans it all up before they get there. And they was like, you're so responsible. Our last nanny was so bad. And Missy was like, how'd you know? And they was like, the nanny cam. So Jesse calls, she freaking out. She calls, not Jesse, Missy. She freaking out and she calls she calls Jesse. Calls her and tells her, like, oh my God, I masturbated all over their bed and they're going to see it on the nanny cam. Then she tells Jesse about the computer they had that connects to the whole house. And Jesse was like, all right, we just got to get over there and erase it. So, Missy was like, you'll come with me? And Jesse was like, yeah, I'll come, but not as many times as you did. And that's when Connie was like, you can do it, Jesse. You just got to put put potential into it, something like that. When she called and told Jesse she masturbated on the bed, Connie was like, this girl's a freak. And I was like, her and Andrew deserve each other. They deserve each other, man. Her and Andrew deserve each other. They both nasty as fuck. So her and Jesse, they go over to the people's house that's Missy's babysitter. She pretends that she left her grandmother's Holocaust ring. She goes in the bathroom, floods the toilet to distract the lady while Jesse goes in there and tries to... She's like, oh, it's a password. Like, it wasn't going to be a password. That hormone monster, Connie, going to tell her ass to grab a cup of water and just pour it over the laptop. The lady coming in catch Missy like, an intruder. Jesse's like, Missy. So then Missy comes clean. And the lady was like, we wasn't even going to check the footage because you seem so responsible. But now you come in here and you broke my computer and you confessed it all. She was like, get the fuck out of my house, Missy. So, in the same episode, Nick, he goes over to Danny's place. I guess she lives close. I don't know. And her dude, Travis, is there, the one that was supposed to be with her best friend. And she calls him her entanglement. And Maury's like, what the fuck? We got to compete with this guy? I mean, not Maury, but his hormone monster. I forgot what his hormone monster name is. So they play a little basketball game for secrets, and Nick tells Danny, I'm just pretending to be your friend. Because somebody told him to just pretend to be her friend. Oh, Leah did. He was talking to his sister. She didn't tell him in so many words. He just took that from what she said. He said, I'm just pretending to be your friend until Travis fuck up. And Danny was like, to be truthful, I kind of like it. So we get this high school party that Kurt and Lola done threw. So Andrew and Nick, they come and Danny's there. She brings a friend that Andrew seemingly is getting along with right now. Maury was like, for the love of God. No, what Maury say? What did he say to Andrew? He said, I don't know why my saints keep blessing you with these women, but please don't fuck this up. I was like, I'm not lying, because like, he just screw up everything. So he getting along with this girl there. She here for what he acting like. They start playing this cup game, and Andrew seems to be really good at it. And this whole time, Danny asks Nick, could Travis come through? And Nick's like, yeah, even though he don't want him to. Because, what's her name? Danny's hormone monsters, Megan Thee Stallion, keep telling her, like, you know your pussy want Travis. You don't want this big head boy, Nick. So Travis ends up flaking. And, you know, Megan Thee Stallion, she telling Danny, like, you did not shave your legs and wear a thong for nothing. You are catching a yeast infection for nothing. So she said, man, you can hook up with him. He here, he cute, he want it. She's like, that's pussy bingo. So then she asked Nick, you want to go upstairs? Like, upstairs? So Nick was like, oh yeah, let's ascend to the stairs. And she turned to his hormone monster. I forgot what his hormone monster is. The fucked up ass one with the one eye. So he's like, is this really happening? He's like, pinch me. Hormone monster kisses his ass. Nick's like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, I got pussy bingo, baby. It's like he was coming back with everything Megan was saying. It was funny. So they go up there and it's not a vibe at all. They're not feeling it at all. These spirits come out their body and it's like, I'm not feeling this. Like, and then Nick got this little boy body. He's so smaller than Danny. But in the damn song that they did, it was like a bad hookup. Nick was all cut up. Like, I was like, what's up with that? It was so funny. So they realize it's a bad hookup. So Megan Thee Stallion telling Danny, like, you can always stop in the middle of a hookup if you're not feeling it. She was like, it's right here in the, dang, what is it? Declaration of Pussy Pendants. That's what it was. She was like, it's right here in the Declaration of Pussy Pendants. You can always stop if you don't want to hook up. So she tell her that, so she goes back and they all go back into their bodies. And Danny's like, yeah, maybe we should stop. And Nick was like, yeah, I noticed I don't have a upper body or something. They put their clothes back on. It's super awkward. And then all the while just happening downstairs, Kurt, Jay's older brother, super drunk. He trying to drive out to get some more drinks. Lola low-key trying to stop him, but not. Jay tries to stop him because he don't want Lola to get hurt. And they like, oh, you sucker, you're gay. Kurt starts beating on Jay. Lola's like, stop. I mean, I know me and Jay have history, but I don't want nothing bad to happen to him. So that's when Kurt was like, I knew you still had feelings for my brother. It's like, that makes you gay. So he was like, I can't date gay lesbos. He was like, I only watch lesbos on porn. So he breaks up with Lola. And Jay was like, I'm so sorry, Lola. And Lola was like, oh, get the fuck away from me, and kicks him in his balls. I was like, poor Jay. Remember I said Coach Steve, he feeling away because everybody leaving him and stuff. So he got to teach summer school because Jay didn't end up graduating unless he go to summer school. So Coach Steve is the teacher there. The kids was harassing him. Jay told him he got to stick up for himself. And he had the badminton. And the badminton took over his psyche. And started treating the kids bad. And then started treating Jay bad. And then started treating Steve bad. Steve get in a psychotic break. Until Jay's mother come up on him at the party. You know, they used to hook up. He was like, yeah, I'll fuck your brains out. So he badminton think he about to smash Jay's mom. But she created a sad mitten. tells Steve it's okay to feel sad if the kids are leaving. So the sad mitten and bad mitten start fighting, both beating up Coach Steve. And after the whole tussle with Jay and Kurt and Lola and all that, Jay, Jesse, and Matthew come outside and they catch Coach Steve getting beat up by the mittens and they save him. But really, Jay's mom saved by cutting off. I mean, she shot off the bad mitten. Matthew was like, I feel like we could have just took the mitten off, but no one wanted to do that. So I thought that was funny. So Coach Steve was going through all that all season. And then we get this sleepover episode. Andrew, what's his name? Andrew, Jay, and Nick, they go to Judd. And Andrew's like, please tell me how to defeat the dude Puma that's supposed to be beating my ass on the first day of school. Oh, yeah, because what happened at the party, the girl that Andrew was hooking up with at the party, they was playing a little cup game, and Andrew and her won. And she kissed him, and he was like, I'm going to tap that ass tonight. And then the dude Puma from school and his girlfriend pulled up. And it turned out that the girl that Andrew thought he was about to tap that ass was Puma's little sister. And they was like, oh, my God, why are you with him? He's a little creep who grabbed my boobs. And she was like, you're him? And Andrew was like, I am, but get to know me. So, yeah, he never got to tap that ass. We was rooting for Andrew in that episode. So yeah, so anyway, yeah, so Andrew escapes the party and Puma's like, I'm still gonna get your ass first day of school. So in the sleepover episode, they at Nick's house and they go to Judd. Andrew's like, Judd, please tell me how to defeat Puma. And Judd's like, I'm not gonna be able to help you because he's just gonna beat you up when I'm not there. So he tells Andrew to put his finger up Puma's ass. And Andrew takes it as seriousness because Jake like kind of doubles down on it. Like, yeah, he's right. Jay of all people. And in the same episode, Jesse and Missy, they go back to school shopping at the mall. And this is when we get introduced to Dread. Because Missy's so fearful of what's going to happen in high school. We get a little gratitude until he get ate up by Dread. Her hormone monstrous gets ate up by Dread. So they go back to school shopping, and this is when Jessie runs into Lulu, finds out she worked at the meat place, and she thought it was going to be funny to make fun of her, so she sees some dudes heckling her. Every time you give her a tip, she got to sing a song. So she go over there and scare the dudes off. Well, not scare them off, but like basically tell them to get the fuck. All the while Missy freaking out with Dredd trying to get to her in the dressing room. And her and Lulu end up kind of making up after that. After the mall, she finds Lulu out back of the mall. They start getting high together. So they kind of click now. Missy rushes home. Dre done seeped all the way into her now. Ate up gratitude on her ass. Gratitude on her ass. So then we get to the day of high school, yeah. We get to the day of high school. The Big Mouth kids, they get to public school. Dang, what happens at public school? Oh yeah, and all this season, Aiden was kind of mad at Matthew because he thought that Matthew wasn't gonna be his friend no more since they wasn't doing the little school TV news anymore. But Matthew told him like we could still meet up every other Saturday for breakfast at Starbucks or something like that for lunch, whatever. And they even had an episode where they met up together. Aiden was supposed to get a backpack because his backpack had broke. He had, Aiden autistic, so he had the logic rock. We got to see Tito the anxiety bug, which I found out was a girl because Missy called it a she. So I was like, Tito's a girl? I was like, oh, mind blown. But Aiden couldn't find his book bag, and Matthew was trying to find a new style for high school, and they ended up helping each other out. And Aiden had learned a lot about friendship. I forgot all about that. So yeah, back to the last day of high school. They all, everybody waiting to see what's going to happen. Everybody clicked up. So Jessie ends up hanging out with Leah and them. But then she realized how basic they are. Like, they don't really talk about nothing. So she feel like Lulu's clique is more her vibe. So she goes to hang out with them. And she clicks with them immediately. And then she comes back into school high with them. And Leah's like, oh my God, like, you're hanging with the stoners? Are you high? And Jesse was like, yeah. Lulu was like, what are you, her mother, Leah? So Jesse's hormone monsters was like, oh, they're fighting over you. You got to choose. So Jesse was like, hey, Leah, it's high school. And I got to make a stand. I just think I should smoke weed every day. She said, smoke weed every day. And then she walked off with Lulu and he was cracking up. And when I tell you I was dying at that part, hey, this season was so fucking hilarious. So we get to the moment that we thought was going to happen. Puma tries to go beat up Andrew. Andrew was ready to do the finger and all that. And some counselor comes and was like, yeah, y'all got to wait till after school when the teachers is off the premises. So Puma was like, all right, 3:05, you're mine, Glauberman. So, this is when we get this whole Andrew situation. Oh yeah, Missy fake sick at home with Dredd. Dredd makes her fake sick, but her dad not falling for it. So they take her to the doctor to get a full checkup. And then finds out, and then she finally confessed to her father that she was scared to go to high school and all that. And Dredd was like, what the fuck? He was like, what'd he say? He said, I hate when kids are happy because it's fucking with the whole shit I'm trying to do. He said something like that. He was like, what the fuck is with this frog? When gratitude popped up. Dredd was kind of funny. I ain't gonna lie. That's why I like Dredd. Yeah, so we get to the... Dang, what happened? So right after that, the teacher tell him to wait till after school, Andrew runs in the bathroom. He frantic. He trying to figure out what's going to happen. He throws up, and he throws up his older self. And his older self shows him his finger cut off. And he says, when you go out there after school and you put your finger up his ass, he gonna squeeze it off with his butt, basically. He was like, this is the day your life turned to shit, and you never felt the heat of a woman. You're still a virgin. Tells him all that. Meanwhile, at the Cobblestone private school, Nick gets there. Danny not even feeling them. The friends looking at him weird or whatever. Danny pulls Nick to the side, telling him maybe we shouldn't be hanging out. I know I told you should come here. That's why I was like, Nick, what was you doing talking about coming for a girl? What? Damn, I wish I'd got some chapstick. I was like, what is going on? So Nick there all lonesome or whatever. Shaky ass librarian, whatever, come with me, child. You look sad. Come with me. Take him to some little sad boys club. All these little boys back there crying and brushing her hair and cleaning the calluses off her feet. And Nick meet another dude there named Andrew. They start giggling and stuff. And they tell the lady, oh, we're actually not sad boys anymore. We're actually happy boys. Andrew was like, proud boys even. And Nick was like, be careful with that, Andrew. So she was like, you'll be back. You'll always be back. We're not happy boys. So Nick done made a friend named Andrew. So back at school, and Andrew jumps on his older self and tries to go back in time with him. And they end up going back to this cafeteria fight where he first fell on the Pumbaa's girlfriend's boobs. And they prevent Andrew from doing that. And they have Lump fall on her boobs instead. So they're like, yay. But older Andrew like, why is my finger not growing back? So they're like, this must not be where our life went to shit. So they start going back to all these instances where Andrew was doing some nasty ass shit. So when they said, well, where was his life go to shit? I swear my immediate thought was when he was jerking off in front of his dead grandfather. And they went right back to that. I was like, that was my immediate thought. So when they went back to that, I was like, oh yeah, that was definitely trifling when he did that. But then older Andrew was like, finger's still not growing back. So they went back to him jerking off in the kids movie and jerking off to Leah's bathing suit. And then they went back to him the first time he ever jerked off at all. And still no finger. So it was like, no matter what it is, we just have to accept that our life is fucked. And we just have to try to make it better. It was like, so how about we all pull our dicks? Maury was like, so how about we all pull our dicks out and have an 8-way Andrew circle jerk? So everybody but the present Andrew was like, oh yeah, come on. And Andrew was like, no. The present Andrew was like, no, no. Let's go back and let's end this. So older Andrew was like, I'd rather stay for the circle jerk. So future Andrew grabbed the remote from him and start going back to his present timeline. So he get back to his timelines after school. He goes up to Puma's girlfriend, apologizes for touching her boobs. Said, I know it was an accident, but I know you felt like I mean you felt assaulted or whatever. So I apologize. Boom, Puma still hits his ass with a one hitter, knocks him out. Ooh, excuse me. Knocks him out. Oh yeah, I forgot we had a creepy ass episode where so Jessie was so trying to be like Leah or whatever. She dyed her hair. I mean, not dyed her hair, but she put her hair, made her hair, and dressed up like Leah, and then got Lola to do some back alley belly piercing that made her pass out. And Leah was calling her such a Virgo and girly, so she kept saying, "Oh my God, girly, you're such a Virgo." Just saying stuff to people like that. She was obsessed with Leah. Leah called her so not cool and made her pass out. And Leah was like, "It's so not cool." And Jessie was like, "What?" And passed out. But then Jessie woke up and was like, I feel so bad. I just wanted to be accepted by you. And Leah was like, just be yourself. You're so cool, whatever. But then she ended up dissing Leo on the first day of school. So I just want to smoke weed every day. But anyway, yeah, so Andrew, he hits her with the one hitter. Puma hits Andrew with the one hitter quitter. And, what's his name? Andrew wakes up. He's like, do people like me less now? And it was like, I guess so. Then he was like, look, Andrew has his finger back. So he was like, okay, Andrew got his finger back. So I guess that was what he was supposed to do. So after they take Andrew to get checked out, I guess, he pops up at Nick's house trying to tell him what happened at school on the first day. So he pops up at Nick's house. He about to tell him. And then Nick's new friend from Cobblestone, Andrew, comes out the bathroom. So Nick's like, oh, hey, Andrew, this is my friend from Cobblestone, my new friend from Cobblestone, who's also named Andrew. So our Andrew, Big Mouth Andrew, he like, so I hear your name's Andrew, huh? And they play the little Western music with the little, the little dusty things rolling past. I forgot what they called. So he's like, yeah, that's what they call me. So he was like, that's my mama named me or something. And Andrew was like, she sounds like a big fat bitch to me. So Nick tries to interject and Andrew's like, stay out of this, sweetie. Look at Andrew is funny. So he like, I just clogged. They said, you're not his real friend until you shitted in his toilet. And Andrew was like, I've shitted in his toilet plenty of times. And the new Andrew was like, no, our Andrew was like, let me know when you clogged it. And the new Andrew was like, clogged? He's like, ring, ring, clogged it, bitch. and then our Andrew fell back like he's about to have a house. He was like, oh. And Maury fake caught him. Man, I was cracking up. I was like, what? So then, what happened after that? Oh yeah, so Maury was like, man, this is intense. I guess we're gonna have to wait till next season and we'll see what happens. And Andrew was like, what? No, what the fuck? He was like, don't you dare go to credits. And all through the last episode credits, you hear Andrew yelling like, what the fuck? This is ridiculous. Like, what the fuck? Like, he was like, you guys, like, he was like, fuck you guys. He just kept saying it. But Big Mouth, it was definitely season 7. Definitely did they big one, A+. Definitely did they big one with Big Mouth season 7. Like I said, comment below what you thought of Big Mouth season 7. What I talked about, if I forgot anything in particular, and what you would grade this season. Comment that below. And yeah, like this video. Subscribe to my channel. It's a simple and free way to support my channel. It takes less than 4 seconds to do. Because I don't only review these seasons that I'm talking about. I review other shows as well. Okay. Now we're about to talk about... Let me just write this timestamp right quick. Put 45. Oh, damn. Let me put the I don't know what that's right there. Alright. So now we're about to talk about I Woke Up a Vampire. So I Woke Up a Vampire season 1 on Netflix. If you haven't seen that, turn this video off right now. Go watch it. Come back and watch this video. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel. It's a simple and free way to support my channel. Less than 4 seconds to do. I don't only review these seasons, I review other shows as well. I'm not a public speaker. I might tend to fumble my words. You're going to hear you're going to hear so. I'm definitely going to be stopping and regain my train of thoughts if I have to. My lips are dry. I need my chapstick. It is what it is. Anything I say is my opinion. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. Ain't nobody paying me to be towards, against, none of that. And also comment below what you thought of season 1 of I Woke Up a Vampire. And what you would grade it. What you would grade I Woke Up a Vampire. What you would grade the entire season 1. What you think of the entire season 1. All that stuff, comment below. You know. And did I forget to say anything? No, let's get into it. Yeah, last chance. If you haven't seen season 1 of I Woke Up a Vampire on Netflix, turn this video off. Go watch it. And come back and watch this. Because I'm about to spoil the entire season. So, oh yeah, like I said, I like to grade these. I will fumble my words. I like to grade these seasons or whatever I'm watching or talking about. I like to grade it before and after I'm done the review. So I'm going to grade this season of I Woke Up a Vampire. I mean, it was for kids. It was PG. So I'm gonna give it a A plus. I'm gonna give it an A plus. I feel like I'm being nice in this whole entire video. I'm gonna give it an A plus. So yeah, let's get into it. So this series is basically about a 13-year-old girl named Carmi. She's adopted, by the way. She wakes up one day with these vampire abilities. And she has this, I forgot what her best friend name is. Is it Dylan? Is it? No, I think Dylan is the hunter, ain't he? I think it's Kev. Yeah, so okay. So yeah, so it's about a 13-year-old girl named Carmi wakes up with adopted girl named Carmi, and she wakes up with vampire abilities. She doesn't tell anybody at first but her best friend Kev. Yeah, so it's like the typical little middle school type of stuff. You got the little stuck-up girl there. I forgot what her name is, but you got this whole play that they supposed to be doing, this musical, and it's called Dracula. It's like a Dracula musical, something involving vampires or something like that. And Carmi, she wants the lead role, so it's auditions for the musical today. But her abilities are kicking in. She tells her friend Kev about it, who works at a comic book shop, who's run by this dude named the Collector. And the Collector is the comic book shop owner dude, but he also collects supernaturals and mythical creatures and stuff like that and sells them to the highest bidder. And he has hired this hunter. He's a hunter of mythical and supernaturals or whatever. His name is Dylan. He's around the same age as Carmi and Kev. So the Collector, he hires him to search for, to hunt down these creatures for him and give them to him and stuff like that. And he don't pay him because Dylan just want to do it because he think that he putting away evil creatures and stuff, or he putting away badness or whatever. But the whole time the Collector is collecting them and selling them to what's her name? Selling them to the shapeshifter. It's a shapeshifter, yeah. Selling them to this shapeshifter woman. That's what the Collector's doing with these creatures and stuff. So while Carmi's at school trying to not let her powers overpower her and not let this stuck-up girl get to her, think she basically the lead of the play, and she stuck up. She got her little followers, and she you know how those little girls are. She tries to do little stuff to get on Cammy's nerves, and Cammy don't really. Carmi just be so happy. She be doing this little thing where she be like, it's so funny. So she does that. So she all through this time trying to do this musical, trying to cast for this musical, and her abilities keep cutting in there in certain spots and stuff. And Kev, he's at the comic book shop trying to find out more about what she possibly could have came from. He finds out that she's a blended. One of her parents is human, one of her parents is a vampire. And when she's on her 16th birthday, she has to choose which one she wants to be. She's adopted, so she don't even know her parents. They try to track down this comic book creator, one of the like first comic book creators, to get more info on her parents. She don't really give them nothing. And then we find out in the end that the shapeshifter is actually her mother. So we know where the supernatural part is. So we know her father is human. So Dylan ends up going to the school to pretend to be a student, but he really started hunting for supernaturals. So Carmi and Kev, they found out, so they started keeping eyes on Dylan. Dylan finds out they know, start keeping eyes on them back. The whole time Carmi makes this other friend, this girl who just moved in with her family, she turns out to be a she-wolf. So Dylan he captures her and takes her to the collector. Takes her to the collector because the shapeshifter apparently has the collector's daughter. And she promised to give her back if he give her a couple of more of these blendeds, which is what Carmi is and what the other girl was. So long story short, the stuck-up girl ended up losing her voice on the last day of the performance, and Carmi ends up being the lead and ends up doing a good job. And the girl's so stuck up, she just like, I'm going to take your flowers from your dad and pretend that I was in the play and post on my social media and then give them back to you like the trash you are. That's just how she was. But, in a PG-friendly type way. So yeah, Dylan, he captures the Carmi's friend, the she-wolf, gives her to the collector and tells him, this is my last job, I'm not doing it no more. Plus I found out that you giving them to the shapeshifter for some evil stuff. So no. So then Carmi and Kev go to Dylan like, oh, and all while in the midst of this, Carmi got these two her little siblings, brother and sister. They like the same height. They might be twins. That's what the show was giving off, that they was twins. They like these super hard gamers. They found out she a vampire, and they was like, man, we ain't gonna tell nobody if you go with us to our big gaming event, and just distract the other team and make sure they don't do no shady stuff. Turns out it's like this underground, illegal, super legit type gaming competition that they was in the jump. They brung her up in there, and then it was an episode where they lost their dog, and Kev called Dylan to come help them look for the dog, and Dylan was like, well, how'd you know that I know how to track stuff down? Kev was like, you just seem like the type. That's when Dylan kind of started figuring out they was on to him or whatever. So yeah, fast forward to all that. Dylan drops off the she-wolf, tells his collector, I'm not doing this no more. Kev and Carmi go to Dylan and tell his ass, go get our friend back. What do you mean? So Dylan, he goes back to the collector, and he has Carmi this time. Pretends like he dropping Carmi off and say, I just want to give you one last gift and tell you I'm leaving town. I ain't coming back. So collector's like, okay, thanks. So mind you, the hunter dude got these nunchucks that shrink you. So he got them shrinked in a jar. The collector got the she-wolf and Carmi shrinked in a jar. Carmi was like, don't worry, we came to save you. So Carmi comes to save the she-wolf girl. Yeah, so then the shapeshifter comes back. They go to get Carmi and the she-wolf, and they gone. So the shapeshifter basically like, you'll be sorry. Excuse me. So yeah, basically, Dylan starts being their friend, the she-wolf and Carmi. And they find out at the end that the shapeshifter is actually Carmi's mother, like I said. Because her parents are nice parents. But you can tell looking at the family, the rest of the family like Coco Brown. She's the only light-skinned one. But the parents, they was okay parents for the show. But that was a good little show. Like I said, it was a nice little PG-13 show. I mean, me and the boo was just watching it. It was just a nice little show to watch. Just something to pass the time. It wasn't too long. The episodes wasn't too long. All the episodes about 25 to 30 minutes. Like I said, A+, because it wasn't meant for my audience, but I still enjoyed it, so I liked it A+. Yeah, if they come out with another one, I would like to see it. Like I said, it was a real good show. It was a real good show. Alrighty. Going to transfer into Bodies, season 1 on Netflix. Bodies. Okay. Bodies, season 1 on Netflix. If you have not seen that, turn this video off right now. Go watch it. Come back and watch this video. Like this video. Subscribe to my channel. It's a simple and free way to support my channel. It takes less than 4 seconds to do. So if you're watching this video and you watched it this far, you can definitely hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button because I don't want to review this show. I review other shows as well. I just did 5 more before this. I'm not a public speaker. I might tend to fumble my words. I might stop to regain my thoughts. You're going to hear you're going to hear so. It is what it is. Anything I say, my opinion, it does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. My thoughts and expressions. How I feel, no one's paying me to be biased towards, against, none of that. Dang, my lips are dry. Damn, I should have got some chapstick. Also, comment below what you would grade this season 1 of Baddies on Netflix. I like to grade the reviews before and after. And yeah, I'm going to grade this season 1 of Baddies on Netflix. I'm going to grade it an A-. It was very good. But it ended kind of blah for me. But it was good. I will say that. So, yeah, last chance. If you haven't seen season 1 of Baddies on Netflix, turn this video off right now because I'm about to spoil the entire season. Yeah, I said, yeah, I graded it A-, yeah. So this show, Bodies, is basically about 4 detectives in 4 different timelines of 4 different time frames. Time periods. Yeah, time periods. 4 different time periods, 4 different detectives. So, you got one detective from the first one. They all find the same body in the same spot with the same identical markings. It's the same body on the same day at the same time. All that. Yeah. Some of them don't find it. Some of them, well, one of them don't find it. One of them don't find it. Yeah, one of them don't find it. Yeah, one of them just don't find it. Yeah, so one of them don't find it. They get a call. The one from, so it's one from 1800s, 1840, 90, something like that, I believe. I'm just gonna say the 1800s, 1900s, and 2023, and then 2053, because those are the four time periods that these detectives found these bodies. This found the same body. So one detective, the first one that found the body in 1890. Hitchingham, whatever his name is. What's his name? I don't know his name. Hillinghead? I don't know. Yeah, Hillinghead. Hillinghead, white man. Agent Shahara. And an agent Iris. What was her name? Iris. So they all find the same body, same day, same time, same spot. Except for, so 1890, the first guy that found it, Hillinghead, he found it first. He found him first. It's a guy, the body. And then in 1941, I want to say, is when white men found the body. Well, he didn't find the body. He was doing odd jobs. So they called him and told him, it's going to be a body in this spot. You go get it. So he didn't find it. He knew it was going to be there. Yeah. And then in 2023, the agent Shahara, because I'm trying to figure out, how did the dude in 1890 find the body? Okay, the dude in 1890 was dealing with something across the way, and then he got alerted to come over there because the journalist was taking pictures. So he came over there, and that's when he discovered the body So people discovered it before him. In 1940, he got a call because he was doing odd jobs, and he was sent over there to get that baddie. In 2023, the black woman, Asian Sahara, but I'm assuming she was like Muslim or something like that, Indian maybe. She got a call. I mean, she didn't get a call. She was she was supposed to be standing guard at a rally, but then she seen a teen with a gun and took chase on him, and then he led her to the body. And then in 2053, the agent Iris or whatever her name was, I think she heard a noise or something coming from over there, and she opened the gate up and found the body there. So the whole thing that happened with this body was in 20s. So all what has to do with all these timelines is someone in these timelines who is in all these timelines named Elias. So in 1840, it's Julius. His name Julius something. I forgot his name. Julius something. What's his name? In 18 something, it was Julius something. In 19, was it Julius something in 19? I don't remember who was in 19. Man. Maybe it was a descendant? Who was in the 1900s with him? Okay, yes, his wife. Okay, so in the 1800s, you had the dude Julius. He was fucking with Hillinghead because Hillinghead, back in that time, you know, the gay stuff wasn't supposed to be allowed. Hillinghead had this secret gay affection for the journalist that was taking pictures of the dead body. And Julian's host, the journalist took a picture of Julian by the body, so that's their number one suspect. Julian invites Hillinghead over for a seance with his mom, who does like the seances. And they drug him up and they take pictures of him with a man because they knew that he was going to be coming back around making accusations about Julian. I can't remember what Julian's last name was. So, I doubt they would put it in one of these. So, yeah, so, and then in, and then in 1890, Julian, what did he do? Yeah, so he did that. They did that to Hillinghead. So then when Hillinghead came back with his accusations, Julian pulled out the photos and was like, dude, like, I got pictures of you with a man and I know about you and a journalist. I can easily ruin your life. He was like, unless you frame the journalist for the murder of the dead body, I'm going to put these pictures out and your life will be ruined. So Hillinghead, he's so in love with the journalist, he decides to take the blame for the murder. Writes a confession, leaves it at his boss's desk, and tells him, goes home and tells his family that he murdered somebody, even though he didn't do it, because he didn't want to send his lover to jail. But he also felt like I guess the pictures wouldn't be exposed because now wouldn't nobody be looking at Julian for it. So he goes to jail for that, even though his daughter know he ain't do it. His daughter starts getting infatuated with Julian and starts going to play for him and his mother. And child, when I get to tell you about Julian, they end up getting married, having a child, and then she finds out later that he killed her father because he ended up killing her father. Because of course he wasn't going to, because she kept asking. The daughter kept asking Julian, is there something you could do to help my father? He confessed to a murder I know he didn't do. But Julian couldn't help because if they stopped looking at the father, then they would be coming back to him. So he couldn't do nothing but kill the father after he done made his confession, wrote his confession. So then in the 1900s, the dude who got the call to go get the body, he was actually working for Julian's wife, the daughter. But she's grown now. She's an old-ass lady now. And they had this saying on there, know you are loved. And that was like their motto of this. It was like some cult shit. So they tell him to do something, know you are loved, and they tell him know you are loved. So they tell him to go pick up the baddie. Meanwhile, he already getting pressed out by his sergeant and some other dude or whatever. So they following him or whatever. So he go get this baddie. And then he gets stopped by one of them that was following him. And then this explosion happens and kills the dude that was following him. So Whiteman decides that he gonna plant. He wipes all his finger markings off the car and stuff, and basically puts the dude finger markings on the car or whatever, knowing that the feds will come later and find the body in the trunk or whatever. Because he's about to get caught till the explosion happened. So he framed him for that, got the fuck. And then he ends up being the lead detective on the case. So all the while, the people, they calling him, white men telling him, you need to drop this case or whatever. So, yeah, all the while that happened. I'm trying to think all the while that happened. Yeah, all the while that happened, that he was doing that, framing the dude, wiping his fingerprints, doing all that. He, a little girl saw him. Yeah, a little girl saw him. So then he comes back later, Whiteman, he ends up getting assigned to the case. So they telling him, like, this case needs to be closed and shut. We told you we just wanted the body. We didn't want a damn murder investigation. So he's like, don't worry, I'm about to close the case. And won't nobody even think nothing twice about it. But then the little girl comes in saying that she knows something. So Whiteman, of course, he leads detective on the case. So he in there. And turns out he the only one know how to speak the language that she's speaking. So she basically telling him, I want 10. She said, I want something. $10 or something. Which was a lot, I guess, back then. $10 or I start singing like a canary. So he like, all right, I'll give you $10. Meet me after the station or whatever. So he give her $2. And she like, I can go back in there or whatever. He's like, all right. He gets a call. And they telling him like, she know too much. She'll just come back and ask for more money. Know you are loved. Like basically saying, kill her. Know you are loved. You know, they end with the know you are loved. So they tell her that. They tell him that. So they tell him to kill this 11-year-old girl. So he tell the little girl, come back tomorrow, meet me somewhere, and I had the rest of the money for you. So later he meets with the little girl. And then she, I forgot what happens, but she ends up seeing some chloroform or something in his car. And they getting followed, by the way, by the Know You Are Loved people. So he getting followed by her. They getting followed by them. So the little girl finds the chloroform, and Whitman knocks her out with it. So I'm like, oh, he really about to kill this girl because he takes her to this ditch, puts her in the ditch, and then he shoots the gun. So I'm like, oh, he really killed this little girl. And then they called him, and he was like, it's done. Do you need to see a goddamn body? He was so upset. So I was like, he really killed this little girl. But then he turns around, and she's sitting right in there. I was like, oh, he didn't kill her. I was like, okay, Whitman, he got a heart. One thing I will say about all four of these detectives, they all had dignity and heart. They wasn't letting nobody intimidate them or bribe them, blackmail them, nothing. So he tells the little girl, when it's safe, you're gonna stay with me, and then we're gonna get you out of town. So a couple of days go by, and he tries to take the little girl out of town. Well, he don't try. Like, it was some bombings going on or something, so she ran the fuck out the house. He had no choice at that point. So he tried to take her somewhere. They down in the tunnels or whatever. This old lady come up to him. It turns out it's the daughter Polly of Hillinghead. But she all older now, and she's the one that he been talking to on the phone saying, know you are loved. But they don't know that. So Whiteman and the little girl don't know that. So she come over being super nice with your daughter, like because mind you, they supposed to be looking out. And Whiteman know it's a guy following them that was watching his house. So they looking out for that as well. Well, Whiteman looking out for that. So the lady, she been all nice with your daughter, like to grab my shawl, and then gives her some chocolate candy. So she's coming off very endearing and trusting. So that's when the dude pops up, and Whiteman tells the old lady to watch the little girl for a second while he goes to look for something. He goes deep down in the tunnel, follows the dude that was following him, and kills him. It turns out he was a police officer. Comes back, And the lady is leaving, talking about something. "Know you are loved." Says that to the white man. The white man runs over to the little girl. The little girl's dead. Get chocolate all over her mouth, foaming at the mouth. I was like, man, they out here killing little kids. And white man was so sad. Out here killing little kids. And then what happened after that? Somehow they found out where the business was at in some way or shape, form. So white man, he gets there and he damn near about to put a bullet in Polly's head. I think that's her name, Polly. Whatever the daughter name, Julian, the Know You Are Love lady. But then her son comes in. Then we find out, well, we knew she had a son by Julian. So we knew she had a son by Julian from the one from Hillinghead's era. Yeah, so he's the one there. And he ends up shooting Whiteman's boss. And I thought Whiteman's boss was going to be like against him because he was this whole person that was so big on trying to find out what was going on with the case. But Whiteman ended up telling them, like, yeah, I did frame old boy because he was following me and stuff. I framed him for having the body in the trunk, but he didn't kill the body in the trunk. He was like, I found the body, I was supposed to take it somewhere, but I didn't kill it. So he told his boss that, and his boss was fucking with him for a minute. But then the son of Julian and Polly come in there, kill the boss. They take Whiteman back to the office and tell him, pretend like he don't know nothing or whatever. And he could have a lead detective or whatever. So Whiteman tries to take down the son. We takes the son down for a minute. And then he goes back to I don't know how he found out where they lived. Goes to Polly's place, shoots her in the head. Then goes upstairs, and that's when we see Julian, like, on his last couple of breaths. Shoots him in the head. And then Whiteman gets locked up for that. And he gets locked up for that and hangs. But then in another scenario, I'll get to that once I start talking about 2023. So then in 2023, Agent Shahara, like I said, she got led to the body by a team who was supposed to lead her there. So he was supposed to lead her there. She catches back up with this team. Tries to get him to explain because he's telling her it's not he didn't kill the body and she don't understand and all that. And she was supposed to find it and all that. So he tells her that, and she trying to understand it, and he not trying to tell her. He feel like he's so in deep, so he ends up killing himself. Because she met him at some mall at Neutral Grounds. He ends up killing himself. So she upset. She can't get more information what's going on. She realizes he was sitting at the table with 2 coffee cups, rewinds the tape, realizes he had a friend. The friend was deeper in than he was. Turns out the friend is actually Julian, but in this time period, he's a descendant of Julian, but he's also Julian. Turns out this nigga Julian is actually Elias, but he been going back in time every time in 1800 so he could relive this whole and plan his whole life again. Didn't think it was going to take that twist, did it? Huh? Well, you should have known the way the damn joint already set up. But yeah, so what happens with that? Yeah, so she tracks down the Elias kid. What happens with him when she tracks him down? She tracks him down, and what happens when she tracks down the Elias kid the first time? Oh yeah, he first pops up in her son's bedroom. Sheesh. First pops up in her son's bedroom. They lock him up. She asking him questions, and he telling her, you don't understand. Like, somebody already came to me, told me this was going to happen. They saying that you was supposed to find that body. This is already supposed to be happening. This, that, and the third. So Shahara, she's still not understanding what's going on. This when she started finding all this paperwork about the other bodies in different time periods, like the same body in 1800s and the same body in the 1900s. And that's when she finds out that Julian was doing this weird shit, like Julian's going back in time and stuff and recreating this whole thing. And oh yeah, so in the midst of them having Elias in custody, this little boy tells her that it's a bomb somewhere and it's going to create mass destruction. It's going to be bigger than you ever seen. So the whole time they trying to find this bomb, And then she finds out later that her boss is the boy Elias's father, so he a descendant too. So they all in on this know you are love cult or whatever, and releases Elias from jail and takes him to the bomb where before he presses the button on the bomb, it's a recording of Elias as Julian from the future, saying like I know how you feel sitting on that boat about to press that button. Just do it, like it's for the greater good and all that. And Shahara trying to talk him out of it. So in one scenario, Shahara talks him out of it, but his fake father, her boss, gives him a code that where basically he could grab any cell phone, type those numbers in, and the bomb could still go off. Even though they found where the bomb was at, the bomb was in a vault somewhere under Shahara's name, and it's been in her name since 1800s. So it was crazy. And then Shahara at one point got to see, because Elias had these foster parents or something like that was in on it too. At one point they took her to some basement where she got to see all the bodies, the same body, and they was in glasses. And then when she escaped and took her team back down there, they wasn't down there no more. So that happened too. What happened in 2023? Yeah, so Elias' mother gave him up when he was a baby. So when right before Shahara was about to take him into jail, Elias back into jail because she stopped him from doing the bomb or whatever with his fake father or whatever. She's about to take him back to jail. He was like, can I stop to talk to my mom at least before I go in while I'm still free? So the mother don't want to come out talk to him or whatever. So he feeling like nobody want him or whatever. So he opened the little paper up and some kids outside playing. He grabbed one of their phones, some teens. He grabbed one of their phones, called the number, still blows it up. So he blows the bomb up while they still in there trying to dismantle it. Then we get to 2053. I wasn't very impressed. There wasn't really much going on in 2053. I was like, okay, it's supposed to be the future. It just seemed like the air talked for her. And then she was paraplegic, but she had this thing in her back that helped her walk, like some spine thing that it charged like in less than a minute or some shit. But her name was Iris, and she in 2053, and now the world is being run by Julius, but he's Elias, but he's older now again. And he got this thing called the throat, which he uses to go back to 1800 to restart his legacy again. So, and it's like a remembrance of July 14th when the bomb went off and killed so many people, and that was the day when Elias did that, but nobody know it was him or whatever. But now he running the world in 2053. Everybody in the world talking about know you are loved or whatever, like being watched. It's like a democracy. I don't know if I'm using the right word or whatever it is. So when she found the body, oh yeah, this is the difference between her and the rest of them. When she found the body in 2053, he's not dead. He still got the gunshot wound to his eye. He still got the marking on his arm. He still was found naked on Langston Lane or something like that. So she finds him alive. They're doing work on him or whatever, and Elias, Julian, he's dead. It's top secret. She tries to bring it up to her boss in front of the rest of the colleagues. The boss, like, don't bring up stuff that ain't involving your pay grade or my pay grade. Ooh, excuse me. And her boss was played by the girl from The Outlaws on Amazon Prime. If you know, you know. But anyway, so then Elias / Julian, he run the world, so he bring her into the little secrecy of the baddie. He's like, it's something special about this baddie that you'll find out sooner or later. So, oh yeah, mind you, when Julian back in the 1800s, when he got married to Hillinghead's daughter, she had to find out after she had the baby that it was meant for her to have a baby, and if she don't have a baby, then he don't exist, and the baby don't exist, and all this. Because in one scenario, she didn't even find out that her father didn't kill the body. But in another scenario, she did, and she didn't want to have nothing to do with Julian. He was like, you have to. It's for the greater good. You have to let this play out. And their life was shit ever after. But then there was another scenario where she didn't know, and their life was so perfect. But that's because, let me get back to 2053. So she finds him alive, like I said. and takes him to this facility where the Julian slash Elias is there, and there's people working on the secretive and all that. So hush hush. And then she goes to his work. Iris goes to his the dead dude's job. What was his name? DeVoe. The dead dude's name was DeVoe. I don't feel like I had to say it the whole. The dead dude's name was DeVoe. She went to his workplace and was about to tell his work people he was dead. He come walking up in there. She points his gun at him like, "You is under arrest for the attempted murder of yourself. Like, what the fuck is going on?" So she takes him to see his body being laid in the junk in the hospital. So he can't believe it. Like, imagine watching yourself, looking at yourself, and then the body started to crash. So imagine watching yourself die. So he's sitting there watching himself die. He don't know what's going on, the time frame, what's going on, none of that. So he asks her to be his like protection, because this is like, I think Elias Julius tells Iris, the cop girl, that he's actually going to die in 2 days. Like, that's his body in 2 days or whatever. He might be alive right now, but he's going to be dead in 2 days. He was like, he had a cut on his forehead. So he was like, he already got the cut. So the only thing next is the tattoos and the eye shot. So DeVoe asked Iris to be his like protection for these next 2 days. I want to see how I'm going to die. I want to make sure I don't die or whatever. So they hanging out. They go to her place. Her little fake neighbor always trying to get in her business, thinking she's smashing and trying to get her to smash and all that. Cat lady comes over, tells her a cat is in her window, and that she need to go get her out from her side of her apartment. So as she's trying to help her neighbor, DeVoe tries to escape her apartment because they was having conversations, but he ain't like her view on things, because her views was like basically she was in favor of the government. He was kind of like not in favor of them. So he tries to escape. She goes after him and catches him. But then the neighbor ends up knocking her out. So it turns out the neighbor was in on the whole time. Knocks her out, her and DeVoe take her somewhere, but ends up taking her to meet Shahara. So Agent Shahara from 2023 is still alive in 2053. So she's there, and she got this whole like underground organization that's against Elias and Julian. They start telling Iris about all the other detectives from 1800, 1900, and how she was a detective all on the same body, and all of this was supposed to mean something. How Iris's voice was brought up back in the 2023, all that stuff. So they bring all that up to her. Iris think it's a crock of bullshit. She don't believe nothing they saying. They go down there and they show her the throat. They like, this is what Julian / Elias uses to go back in time to do this, do that, and the third. And they also tell him that he was responsible for this great Memorial Day that y'all celebrate on July 14, 2023. He was the one that set the bomb off. Shahar was like, I was right in front of him when he made that call and pressed that button. So she's not buying it. She thinks it's a crock of bullshit. Somehow, some way, she alerted Elias and Julian and them people. They come rushing in on Shahara and DeVoe and them. And what happens after that? Yeah, they come rushing in on them and take them hostage. So then, Julian Elias, start telling Iris about what's going on and stuff with the throat or whatever, telling his side, if you will. So Shahara basically tells Elias, like, tell Iris that you was responsible for that bomb. So Iris is like, is it true? And Elias was like, yes, I did do it. So Iris kind of like felt like, okay, maybe I should turn sides now. But either way, Elias he jumps in the throat. Shahara tries to stop him. She gets shot. So then DeVoe was like, I can follow him, and starts going in the throat too. And this is when Iris shoots him in the eye. So that's how he got that shot in the eye when he went through the thing, and that's why he ends up dead in them other time frames. And when you go through that time throat thing, it puts like 4 little marks on your hand, because that represents the 4 detectives that went through this whole scene thing. It's 1, 2, 3, then a crossover, and then a cross and 1 little mark over. Tally marks. That's what it is. Tally marks. So yeah, so that's how DeVoe. That's how that happened to DeVoe. So DeVoe, he jumps through the thing. So Julian, he makes it back to the 1800s. Mind you, his mother thought he was dead, so his mother knows it's not him because she do the seance stuff. So they make an agreement. I'm going to marry a young girl, and we're going to have a baby, and we're going to have a legacy. And this is when he marries Hillinghead's daughter, and they had a baby, and she finds out, and they have a happy little life. And then DeVoe comes back, and the body pops up, and Julian's there, and they show how he got the picture taken of him, and they show why he had to pull the seance with Hillinghead and all that. But then, yeah, so back in 2053, what's her name? Back in 2053, Shahara's healing up, and Iris got her hit, and she kind of on their side now. So she like maybe she telling them like she know DeVoe's body is going to come back. So she says she know DeVoe's body is going to come back. So DeVoe's body, they wait for him, and it comes back again, and he helps them. He helps them this time, yeah. So this time, so one of DeVoe's bodies already went back in the 1800s. So then another one of DeVoe's body pops back up in 2053, and he's alive. So they work with him. And then so Iris decides to go into the damn throat thing, knowing that she got this high-tech shit in her back that's making her walk. So she pops up in 1800s, crippled in a motherfucker, ass naked too. So she got to scrape to hide her ass into a little corner and shit. And imagine it's this little corner on Langston Lane where the bodies found that, where all of them carved their names in there. So she see that, she carved her name up in there. She see Hillinghead, white man, I think. Shahara maybe, I don't know who was in there yet. No, she sees Shahara and Hillinghead's names in there. So she carved her name in there. Yeah, so she back in the 1800s, crippled in the motherfucker. So then they show us the part right before Hillinghead goes to give his confession letter to his boss. So some dude's telling her, hey, this cripple trying to talk to you. You need to come. She's saying it's urgent. He like, tell her I'll talk to her later. He's steady brushing her off. So then after he gives the confession to his boss, and then he goes home and tells his wife and daughter, they come in and arrest him. Then he gets put in a cell next to Iris. So she starts telling him everything. He not believing it, but she telling him significant stuff that only she would know if she came from the future or whatever. She telling him from the future or whatever. And I'm telling you, then she starts telling them everything about Elias/Julian. Tells him like you about to be taken to your death right now, because they tell him he about to get transferred, and that's when Julian has him killed in the back of the horse wagon, whatever. So then they show the scene again where Julian tells Hillinghead like, basically, you're a liability because your daughter keep asking me to try to save you. And that's when Hillinghead tells Julian, like, I know who you are, Elias. I know you're from the future, da-da-da. And Elias is like, how do you know all that? So put some scare into him, because he's like, how could he possibly know that? How could Hillinghead from the 1800s possibly know that? So he put some fear in him. He tells Julian, your life is going to be shit, even with my daughter. I don't care. Because I guess he said somebody told him his life was going to be great. Told Julian his life was going to be great. It's going to be shit. So then they show, after that happened between Julian and Hillinghead, they show Julian's life with his daughter Polly, and it's like basically like shitty. She ends up finding out about him killing her father, and framing him for the murder, and finds out about the future and all that in a way she didn't want to find out and all that. And then their life ended up being miserable. She ended up being depressed and all that. And then what happens after that? So then Shahara and DeVoe end up going back to the 1800s too. Shahara and DeVoe from 2053. They end up going back to the 1800s. And they noticed that Yeah, they noticed that, what's his name? That Whiteman wrote something in there for Shahara. They was like, something changed. So Whiteman, he wrote something in there for Shahara. Yeah, so they go back to 2053, and Whiteman finds another recording from Elias's future self telling him not to blow the bomb up. So then they show another instance in 2023 where Shahara takes Elias to see his mother. But this time, 2053, Shahara gets there ahead of them and tells the mother to open the goddamn door and listen to Shahara. So then Shahara calls her present self from Elias's mom's house, tells her to put Elias on the phone to listen to the recording where Elias's future self is telling him not to blow up the bomb. So then he doesn't end up blowing up the bomb. So then Shahara's son, who died in the bomb blast, ends up not dying. Yeah. And what else happened? I'm trying to think what happened with Whiteman. Yeah, and Whiteman, yeah, after he killed Polly, he went upstairs. And she was like playing the piano like she always do. Was like, "Know You Are Loved." He shot her dead in the head. She was like, he was like, she was an 11-year-old girl. He was still hung on that. Julian's upstairs. One scenario they show Whiteman coming in and shoot him dead in the head. This other scenario is when they show Whiteman coming in. Elias tell him like Polly was the one. Basically, Polly was running things. He didn't say that, but basically trying to say Polly was running things. They basically try to show that, and then Julian gives Whiteman the record of him telling his younger self not to blow up the world. And Whiteman ends up putting that in the bar and then carving it in the little spot on Langston Lane where they all, Larveston Lane, whatever, where they all put their names at. And that's how she found it in 2053 and stopped the bomb. I'm trying to figure out how that made the little girl come back, though. Because he told him if you do this, the little girl Esther would come back. Everybody would be safe. So at the end of the season, last episode at the end, it takes them all the way back, because since he didn't blow up the bomb, it takes them back all the way to the instance before each detective was supposed to find the body, and it just shows regular like how their day would have went if they ever would have never would have found the body, and that's how it ends. And I was like, that jump was a cool little jump. Now trust me, I didn't get into everything because that jump was all over. It had so many twists and turns or whatever. But all in all, that's kind of like what it was. But yeah, that jump was a good little jump. Like I said, I would grade that jump an A-. It was bomb. But it ain't had me nothing like, oh, but I mean, it was still good. It had me intrigued, I would say that. And yeah, that was a good little jump. Thanks for watching all 3 of these reviews if you stayed to the entire end. And please comment below what you thought of Big Mouth Season 7. I Woke Up a Vampire and Baddies. Comment below what you thought of all 3 of those seasons. What I talked about, if I forgot anything, all that good stuff. And what you would grade these seasons. Comment below. And like this video and subscribe to my channel because I don't want to review these shows. I just did 5 more reviews before this. This was my last one. I just had to talk about these little shows because I enjoyed them so much. But yeah, thanks for watching again. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.